Sometimes, when you have the clause, you have to write a clause into your contracts. Hi, everybody. My name is Philip, and I am the Dragon Master of the game we're here to play for you tonight. Here be dragons. Surrounding me, actually, I'll take that back, on three sides of me, one diagonal, are some of our dragons. You may say hello, dragons, but you don't have to.
Hello.
Hello, dragons.
Hi there, dragons.
What's up, dragons?
Bro.
So, it is...
How you doing?
Sup. So, you know, guys, it is the
What
weekend.
wing you flying in on this afternoon, huh?
Those wings go all the way back.
Are those your horns, or are you just happy to see me?
Wow. Guys, it's Memorial Day weekend. So we are a little light. And as such, we're going to have a different kind of game in the sense that it is Buteros free.
It would be very different. I don't know how to work without them.
Yeah.
No one to flirt with and no one to attack me. This is weird.
I can attack you if you want me to.
I just realized that was false.
So both positive and
Yeah,
negative.
I am always here for you.
But let's, so
Thanks.
it was 2 weeks ago since our last game, so let's just, for a moment here, remember what had happened then. Basically, XigXag spent her time interacting with Outset and basically trying to not get swept up into the various politics of the place. It seems like Outset is I mean, you guys have all addressed this or thought of this, but it does really seem that Outset's whole MO is to distract you into spending more time doing things.
Oh, is that what's been going on?
Yeah, and I think it is. I think that's become clear, and I think that's become a thing that you're all sort of like willing to accept and kind of are watching out for. So the most recent is that Outset, is like saying there's like I believe it was Jeff, a person who, Outset says Jeff is coming. We gotta lock down because of Jeff. So all her undead and retainers, they're all rushing around on this errand, and XigXag's just kind of like watching this silliness and saying this is preposterous. Meanwhile, down below, as Elon waited outside, Buku, Tongart, and Shishu went into the Horde and had a lot of temptation before them as they looked at all manner of magical item that Outset had told them. And this is one of those things where you're sure that Outset is telling you a lot of lies, but the thing you took from all of this is that if you went into this Horde, if you followed her instructions, and you took one thing, you'd be able to have it to no harm. Like she could be lying about, she's saying like everything in there's cursed. Maybe none of it's cursed. Maybe all of it's cursed. You don't know. She's saying, do this thing. You have to turn around all this stuff. You're not exactly sure all the beats you have to do, but you were confident from a previous session that if you followed her instructions and you could get this ring, this is the most valuable thing she has because it still has one wish inside of it and is a valuable item on its own. You all said okay, and though it was difficult, and I have to say I really appreciate this group, because I'm not besmirching other groups, but in a lot of groups, if you're going to put the dragons around treasure you want them to be tempted into taking, you're going to have to force a lot of saving throws to see if they can resist it. And I did that once, and then I was like, no, they're just acting as if they want it and nearly taking it all the time. So I don't have to do any saving throws because they're properly in character. And Lord Buku basically had a freak out when he found a wooden hammer on a plinth and was like and like so many things going through his mind. He's like, wait, this is, everything else is fancy. This must be the most valuable thing. Truly, this is the Cup of Kings. But then he was like, no. It was a different Indiana Jones reference. Someone set it down as like a weight replacement. We could take... Anyway, the point is, things got intense.
It was incredible.
It
was full on hunched shoulders, finger-wabbing DiCaprio losing it.
Yeah. But in any case... And, also, and Shishu offered him a date to get him out of that, and then she rescinded, so it's...
Immediately.
Immediately.
Shishu claimed she was the best performer. She tried to do the singing. There were very complicated instructions in this from Outset. You guys effectively, however, followed the instructions as best you could recall, which admittedly was not... You couldn't... There were some complications in how it went, but in the end, you didn't actually trigger any traps, so everything was fine. You then came out. Lord Buku inspected it, and I believe even attuned to it.
Mm-hmm.
It is a ring of dark metal with an iridescent kind of, that kind of dark rainbow quality. There's a symbol of a wishing well. And if you stare at it long enough, it appears that you can see water, just a little bit of water left in it, almost as if there used to be more rings and now there is but one. You also learned that not only can you use this ring to make wishes, and you can somehow refill it, you can also use it to commune with the goddess once each day. The goddess Wenha, for this is a ring of Wenha. She is a wish-based deity from another plane, of whom Lord Bukubazan, thanks to some obscene success in a previous session, he had heard a bit about her in his readings. So, we return to you now with XigXag at the door. You guys went down that is sealed, and Lord Bukubazan, Tongart, and the Buteros down below outside the horde. I think you said pretty clearly you guys were just immediately moving away from that horde to be delivered from temptation, and you are heading, sort of up the stairs, trying to maybe get out. So we'll actually, unless Lord Buku or Tongart would do something other than that, we will sort of take it from there. Great. Then, let me read the invocation for chapter 32. Heaven can wait, and all I've got is time until the end of time. I won't look back. I won't look back. Let the altars shine. Rad. So, Lord Buku and Tongart, the two of you make your way up the steps, and you find that door that you came down from. The Buteros are trailing. They're arguing about which one of them their dad, had, well, I guess he never talked to Shishu, but they're having some argument about their father.
Maybe never.
Not sure he ever talked to me. But as you guys are walking up, you see that these stairs do kind of lead into a wall, and you recall that it had been there was like a magic outset magically opened and closed this passage.
Oh, and Cobbler. How could I forget Cobbler?
Oh, do we get to roll dice?
You do. Everyone,
Luck
please roll
dice?
4d8, by the way, for luck. I completely forgot. Yes, let's get your luck going. I always forget to do luck.
I got a pair.
A pair. Congratulations. You have 4 luck today. 4d8 is your luck.
What's a wonder?
4d8 is for you.
I have nothing.
Then you still get 4d8s thanks to your luck stone. So, standard luck for all this calendar day. You guys have made it to the door. The passage. But it is closed. Tongart is speaking of Cobbler. XigXag, you did manage to, I guess you guys can see that the wall is is shifting slightly.
You can kind of see the line.
There's like a little a little more of a gap, and perhaps even the gap has moved. But it seems, I believe, based on the roll you had, XigXag, the gap maybe like it kind of you come up as it's kind of going, kind of thing like that.
Master Lisso, I feel like we should abscond from this place.
Oh yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I think the further we can get away from not only that massive pile of temptation, but also just this whole place in general.
Yes.
It has just top to bottom snafu written all over.
It is like a living quicksand. That the more you struggle to leave, the more it sucks you in.
Yeah, that's an excellent analogy.
Oh, thank you. I took analogy 101 back at Bazan
Really?
Castle.
Before our first day when it all burned down?
Oh no, before that. I had tutors. I understand you don't understand this with your provincial upbringing, but yes, I had private tutors that would teach me many things of the world.
He was taking college level classes in high school.
Yes. I took academy level classes as a
special.
child. Yes. There were DA level, Dragon Academy level classes that I would take. Yes. Taught me many things about the world. Interestingly, if you ever get stuck in a quicksand trap, I do know how to excavate you from such a thing. But I suppose that's neither here nor there. We should, although I suppose that analogy would work as well here, we should grab the closest lifeline that we can and drag ourselves from this place as quickly as possible. I would say it'd be the best venture. Suppose we should grab XigXag somehow.
Yeah, I'm not certain how do we get out of this door? Can it close?
Is it not just as I push on it, does it not just open? Is it not just
It was in fact, when you passed through, there was a wall, and Auset waved her hands, and then you heard sliding within, and you walked through the illusion. So
I start mimicking that. Maybe it's just one of the. Is it a pull? I don't see any.
It seems to be
here.
from. It seems to be a like a pocket door, like a slab that would slide out of the way.
Could I make an Arcana check to
absolutely
figure out what's going on?
Please do.
Would that be
and in that case, I think this would specifically be analyze, and you may add. Oh my God, your Arcana is preposterous. Yeah, just roll 10, and you can change one to whatever you want after the fact. This character is very, very good at what he does.
He is. That would be a. Which 4th degree success do I wish to have?
Which 4th degree success? Did you hear that?
Yes.
Nice.
Gems. Let's do gemstone to the 4th degree with a weapon 3rd degree.
Gemstone 4th, weapon 3rd. Okay. Love it. So you're like, oh, okay. It's a standard magic door. There is some kind of, enchantment. There's either passwords or what you saw Auset do. You think she may have like a pass bracelet. It may be a wristband situation, or it may just be a somatic thing where basically it's a thing where you walk up to it, you move it. Not crazy magic. You could ask, you could honestly ask your friend if you want to talk to Elon about attempting to like dispel it somehow. You could ask him to do that. It's just magic, and or you guys could just try to muscle it open. And I will say, with your 3rd degree success in weapon, which is all about strength and power, you're probably like, you know what? We could do that, or we could just try to muscle it. It might not be I mean, you couldn't necessarily muscle it, but like Shishu, it might be a thing where you guys just push it aside. Or you do not know the somatic component. You don't know if there was like a thing she had that was, like a specific thing activating it. But this is not like an unbreakable door, unbreakable seal. You're not fully trapped in here, and God, I guess with a 4th degree success, you think it's possible that there is some release in here anyway. You think it's possible that like around here there's a sigil you could just tap. That's like a quick release.
Perfect. I would like to tell it's so wrong he's not here. I want to tell Elon to just go ahead and try to. I'm sure you can just magic this open. It shouldn't be very difficult for you. And this is honestly, after analyzing, this is probably one of the easiest magical seals to open, and it'd be pretty embarrassing if you could.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
While
really
I'm
be hard
doing that,
for
I
me
want.
to do. It wouldn't. Yeah.
I just want to try to find the actual mechanism though. So.
Okay, I think for that, they're probably going to be fairly similar to you. Under your vitality, either give me a look from vitality or an investigate from intellect.
There possibly be such thing on the outside?
On the
Or
outside,
on the
it's
inside?
tricky on the outside, XigXag, because there's an illusion covering it. So like you can't see the wall.
Can I like touch it? I'm very good at touchy feely things.
I'm really good at touching things.
Yeah, yeah.
Luku,
just
what
like-
do we got?
Like this.
2nd degree tome and a 2nd degree coinage.
With just any 2nd degree success, given how high your thing was, you do in fact see one sigil lower that has a that is designed generally in a sort of not so much dispel but like suppress. So you suspect that kind of tapping that is a means of just sliding this open.
I just want to let what's his name
Elon.
fail for a while. Elon. I just want to watch
Okay.
him fail for a little bit, and then be like, "Oh, look, I may not have your magical abilities, but I know a thing or two. Let me just try this, and I'll just I just want to tap the sigil and say some nonsense words, and I'll hopefully
Fair enough. Yeah, go ahead and do a deceive under your will.
That is a double gemstone, double weapon. I think gemstone makes.
Gemstone makes a lot of sense for that, for sure. It's because it's all part of your obsession with besting Elon. So yes, you do kind of wave some stuff and you tap that sigil. And XigXag, you hear the grinding of stone from where you are, because like you hadn't been there too long, you were sort of dragging out, but suddenly you hear stone grinding, and suddenly you get a huge whiff of 4 draconic bipeds. You can smell the apple flavored scent of Tongart. You can smell the sort of like the fancy pants colognes that Lord Buku presumably wears all the time, and you smell the distinctive aroma of new money that is on the buteros, and you can just you instantly sort of smell that through the illusion. So the door is opening and you think they're very close.
Yeah, Draco Noir. That's what
Draco Noir. Ah! Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Ah, that's great.
And in fact, other dragons, given the proximity, you XigXag, do you say anything?
Well, I'm probably just keep touching trying to,
Oh,
feel
so
stuff,
basically,
right?
you guys see. It may even be a thing of where it's like there's not a distinctive illusion. There's just kind of like a dimness, but you guys see that XigXag is standing there, like reaching hands as if she sort of.
Can I
see
kind
you.
of like punch, hit Lord Buku in the face, or
Make
just like,
a-
put my
This
hand
is
on his face?
Literally
Like,
the perfect example of this. Make a luck roll. Let's see if your hand's going where his face is in this context.
Let's just say that's
Oh.
exactly what happens as I walk through, just straight into.
I rolled
XigXag's
nothing.
face.
You rolled nothing.
But-
So,
But it would be so funny.
well, I think instead what sort of happens is you're sort of waving, and Lord Buku, you see XigXag like waving above you, and if you'd like to give XigXag a high five, and you're certainly welcome
Oh,
to. Yeah.
Sure. I go. Excellent. We were just looking for you. Let us be
So-
off.
Suddenly, XigXag, you sort of step back, and they're all just
Walk
walking
right past
out,
her.
just walking out of that as if, yeah.
All right. Well, ready to go? Leave this place?
XigXag, we're already towards the door. It's this way.
Could not be more right.
Well, there is a little problem. The pyramid is on lockdown, but fortunately, I am the captain of one of the gates, so let's go that way.
Lead on, XigXag.
Of course.
So
Place is on lockdown.
we are heading to the whatever gate is I'm the captain of.
Understood. Okay, so you guys head to XigXag's gate, which is not a neutral gate, because there is one neutral gate, but you guys head to a different gate, and that's the one where
Just one? You sure? Just one?
listen, the deal is there's only one. Now they can have an observer at the neutral gate, but in any case, so you XigXag, you sort of lead them through the place to you're a hunter, you know exactly the paths you're going on. You without issue get them back to the one you guys see. There is a collection of draconics and undead carrying signs and chanting about the threat of Jeff. But they are in front of kind of one of these sort of passages out. The doors have closed, but they're not. You don't see like bars locking them or anything.
Okay, well, I watch forwards. Make way, make way, make way. Open gate. I'm the captain of this gate.
But we're on lockdown because of Jeff.
But I'm the captain. Do you know chain of command? Open the damn gate now.
Oh, I don't know how
Chop,
to
chop, chop,
I don't
chop,
know how to open
chop,
the gate.
chop.
I have to chop the gate? It kind of just
Whatever,
this
wait.
draconic
Figure
bear
a way.
just kind of she just gingerly like chops at the gate and ow.
Who closed the gate?
They're closed. It's sealed. We're on lockdown because of Jeff.
Oh, and when will Jeff be here?
Well, no, it's because Jeff's already here. Because and she's just pointing right at XigXag. Because you found Jeff. You saw Jeff. You said that Jeff. Aren't you the one who said that Jeff would be terrible? You said Jeff had dastardly plans.
Yeah, but did I say that Jeff was in here? Jeff is out there. We have to catch him.
Well, that's why we're in lockdown. We can't open the gates because Jeff will come in unless he comes.
Don't be stupid, man.
This other one says, but that's the problem. Jeff probably the neutral gate's supposed to be for everything but Jeff. But I'll bet Jeff's trying to sneak in through the neutral gate.
Stop it, man. You're babbling.
This is just
Okay, neutral gate. We are going to the neutral gate now. God damn it.
You guys are heading to the neutral gate. I love it.
Wait. As we're walking to the neutral gate, I'm just gonna wait. Could you just hold up for 1 second?
What?
I think you have more of an idea of what's going on up here than we do, given our subterranean adventure. But why don't we just go out from whence we came? Why don't we just go back out that lack?
Isn't that close to Phil?
That chute or that lack.
As far as you know, there are draconics protesting at all of the gates. You absolutely could go back. You could go and see if that exhaust port you came into is open. You could totally do that. Yes, Lord Buku?
As a member of the aristocracy,
Mhm.
would I have a firm understanding of what a neutral gate is and its true purposes?
What is
As
the
far as how
neutral
it can be
gate?
manipulated and used?
The purpose of it... So the purpose of a neutral gate...
I understand what the purpose is.
Yeah.
But when I, as Buku, have an understanding of that and be able to utilize that in its manipulative fashion.
I don't think you even need to roll that. If you can get yourselves to a neutral gate, you have every confidence that you could get yourselves out of a neutral gate. But
Okay.
let's face it, Lord Buku, you probably have every confidence you could get yourself out of anything anywhere with your
This
brain
is
power
accurate.
and your leadership. But especially a neutral gate should still be open. But you could also go down below, absolutely. You could go back to the bathhouses, to the sort of steam rooms, and that are in the back and try to go out. You could basically try to slide down that exhaust, sort of that steam port you guys
Which
came
one is closer?
From where they would have come in from, the neutral gate is closer because it's just on this level. The other one you have to go
Well, let's
down.
try that. If we can just walk out the neutral gate, that'll be easier. I just didn't want to.
Okay, get to the man. We are just breaking our way out.
The key to this is, say, we have to go deliver some mail. The crucial component to this, the exit our neutral gate.
Well, that sort of fits in with our overarching story, right? Because we got to go deliver this ring to set the J, right?
Right. They don't need to know any of that. But yes,
No, but that's sort of-
true.
It's a through line.
Okay.
I'm just saying we're being consistent with our deceptions.
Lord Buku,
Master
you
Lasso,
front.
I like where your head's
Let's
at.
go.
Oh, very well.
You guys head.
XigXag is really sick of this place.
You guys head to the neutral gate. There is a single, just like zombie skeleton undead, sitting in a little like folded out chair, with like a piece of like papyrus and like a scroll on like a board. So it's like clipped to a little board. It's just there. Just looks
Delivering
very
mail.
bored. What's that?
We're delivering mail. You have a good one. Walk right out.
I'm on the way out. I'll reach into like my pack and hand him an apple. I was like, what you're doing is very important. We appreciate what you do. And I'll keep on moving.
He's like holding up
Yeah.
a finger to you all.
Just keep walking.
We are already outside.
They're just walking out.
You guys head out.
Just turn back. Oh, there's four of us. Oh, six. There's six of us, aren't there? There's six of us.
There's
Six
five
of
of you.
us.
Five.
Yeah.
Five.
There's five of us.
Yeah.
There's five of us. There's five
Um,
of us. I still have to, with my claw. I probably have to hold up an additional finger, though, right? So
I'm
it's probably
taking
with
this
this.
dog though.
I don't
That's the
even
most
look at the
important thing.
undead. I'm
You
just
guys,
walking
you guys.
out.
No, I still have the hat.
Oh yeah, you're
No, I
still
saw
all
that.
half of you are in your fancy costumes. You guys walk out. And once you get about just like 10, 15 feet, there's like some steps you're kind of walking down. Once you get a little bit down the way, this kind of glistening pyramid behind you like illuminates. And you see Auset's face like on it. Like, hello? Hello, is someone leaving? Oh, it's you. You're heading out already. Didn't you hear about Jeff? It's very dangerous out there. Oh, are you going out the neutral
Yeah.
gate?
Well, as you know, we got to go make a delivery.
What delivery?
Exactly.
Well, I believe we can't speak to the delivery's contents. Those are
Oh,
confidential.
right, of course. Yes, an important delivery. I completely forgot about the chat. My mind is 100% on Jeff right now. And she's kind of like,
Well, then you should definitely stop Jeff.
Jeff is trouble. Oh, Jeff. Always tempting people with getting rid of obligations they have and consolidating quest debt and all that. Oh, Jeff is just a troublesome
Hey.
individual.
Can you go back to that consolidating quest? I'm just kidding.
Nope,
I do not actually
nope,
want this.
nope.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It was a pleasure. Take care of yourself. We shall be in touch shortly, of course.
To the Oasis and beyond.
All right, you guys head back to the Oasis.
Definitely beyond.
You're sort of crossing the thing. Her Auset's face disappears, and now it's just kind of the standard light show. You guys make it to the Oasis. It is in that weird way that time kind of passes oddly. It certainly seems like night. It certainly seems dark. You guys were in there for a few hours. You have not had a rest in a long time. So, despite the fact that power sort of returns to you 1 hour. Speaking of which, no, we actually gave you guys back power at the end of last session. Okay, so, you are, you're all tired, certainly.
Say,
But-
but it's been like 6 minutes though,
What's
or
been
10
6
minutes. Have you think it's been like?
Oh,
10
for
minutes?
you, yes, you're fine. But I mean,
I'm gonna top
yeah.
myself off then.
I mean, because you guys walked all day to get here, and then you got here at night, and then you came into this place and did all these shenanigans. So it's like it feels like 3 a.m. to you all, probably because it is literally 3 a.m. As you all are, so you're just heading to the Oasis.
Well, I would like some safe place if there is anything.
While we're heading there, since it's not like a 2-minute walk, right? It's a little
Like
bit
10,
of a
10, 15, yeah.
10, 15.
Just figured that
Actually,
was at least our path of egress at the very least.
Well, along that, while we're walking, why don't I inform everyone about the ring and its powers, and also I would also like to mention that we had encountered last time we stayed at the Oasis, we encountered that weird fellow who seemed very unfriendly, and then we also saw him again within the tomb. Not myself, but others of our party. And I suggest that perhaps while the Oasis is a nice place of comfort to rest, if there is a more secluded and secure spot, perhaps we should take our break there so as not to attract undue attention. It's not. I don't say it's imperative. If there isn't another spot being here in the middle of the desert, there probably isn't. But if there is, perhaps we should opt for that instead.
I mean, I'm inclined to get as far away from this place as we can. So I drank and ate a bunch in there, so I don't need to hang out in this oasis. So if we want to start journeying across the desert,
as a clarification, like, you guys do still have to rest.
Yeah.
You are not. You don't, like, there's, like, even though power is regained once per hour, it's not like, I think it's like you're.
I understand.
Yeah.
I was about to finish that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
But once we get a fair enough different distance, we can just kind of hunker down wherever we're at and just have Alon make a little illusion for us or something to just sort of cloak us out in the desert somewhere.
Can we dig us into the sand?
Yeah, we can like dig ourselves a little trench and then just have Alon sort of cloak it, So I think in that way we could just kind of head anywhere, but here.
Indeed, your constitution is of legendary proportions. While I may not have that same ability to survive quite so long, I find my eyes already fluttering with sleep upon me. However, I concur. I think that would be an excellent idea. Push a little and have Alon perhaps cloak us.
I mean, if that is your goal, you don't even have to go past the oasis at all. XigXag can just lead you off into the desert.
Well, let's do that then. I think that would make sense.
Yeah, XigXag, give me. I think that would
party's abilities to their fullest.
Yeah, I think that would be a track.
Use all the abilities of the people who are not here.
I'll let you do track rather than navigate. Yeah, exactly.
Alon will spend 40 power to make this illusion.
Spend a bunch of power. XigXag, and we also need Shishu to lift some heavy objects.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make up all the
it's
stuff
under
I
the
missed
blue
with Alon
intellect.
today.
Oh, okay.
You got to go to XigXag lore pool sheet because we're on that other one.
Oh, awesome. Ooh, what do I have here?
The greatest laugh dance ever.
So I have a dragon die in it, so I can change one die.
You can change one
else.
after you've rolled them to anything you want.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Weapon, coinage, or talisman. I think coinage would be the right thing. The 3 of coinage.
3 of coinage for security, especially. I get it. XigXag kind of is looking around and is like the most comfortable, secure, kind of like sort of like safe spot over here. Probably walks you guys if you're being like very safe, trying to get further. You probably spend another hour, so Buku and XigXag, you can regain 1 more power. And Tongar, you've been fine. And as you guys make it across the desert, you do in fact, you kind of start getting to some dunes that XigXag you think are easily sort of bivouackable. I think that's the term. And you will you'll kind of encamp there, and with minimal, Elon is able to kind of craft some, just making whatever gear you have just blend in a little bit more.
Buku, I know you might be with all the journey and stuff, you might be a little peckish, so I think you asked me to hold this, and I will just hand you back just like a greased through stained napkin with the crab rangoons that Shishu gave you and then you gave me to hold on to.
And an apple.
It's just like it's almost see-through, I imagine, at this point. Just in case you're hungry. I'm out of apples. I do have 2 grapples, though, if you would like one of those.
Is that like a grape apple?
Yeah, it's like a combination. I was kind of talking about this down there, about like how you can kind of like breed other fruit together to create new varietals.
So it's like purple but tastes like apple.
Yeah. There's a little more sweetness in there
Oh,
from the
yeah.
grape.
That's interesting.
Thank you. Just set it on the ground and leave it there. Rangoon's my favorite.
Oh, perfect.
Mm.
Well, that's why Shishu grabbed him for you.
He did indeed. I make sure to eat it while she's looking at me and then spit it out when she's not.
We'll just say for ease of RP, Shishu and Elon, they'll listen to any conversations, but they are both going to bed early here, so they'll be aware of anything you say unless you're specifically trying to wait for them to not be in on it.
I just assume that Alon's solution to what we should do now is to turn the ring into an NFT. That's what I'm assuming is gonna come out of him.
I mean, it seems like if we have the IP,
It's non-fungible treasure.
I mean, if we have the IP, it seems like it's just something we would do.
I have 2 questions.
Please.
I have a question for the DM.
Okay.
Actually, has our horde increased?
Your horde has definitely increased. Yes, your horde has certainly increased with this. To the point that, God, I don't have my notes on how this works now. Do you have a?
It's okay. It's okay. It's not crucial right now. It's just a question I had, and then I think we should bring up the conversation of what to do about the ring.
Understood. Your horde has definitely increased by a good amount. This ring, I'll say, kind of in a. Tell you what, give me a calculate. I think you're pretty good at those.
Well, not as good. Oh! Triple talisman.
Triple talisman, and that's
5 dice, 3 4s. Give it.
very good.
What's it like to live a charm life, Judd? Born on third base, hitting home runs all the time, right?
This
Hey, what can I say? I earned all of this. Earned all of it. All of it.
I believe you believe that, Buku-Bazan.
This ring is interesting, Lord Buku.
Yes.
No advantages for Lord Buku. It's all because of just his hard work and genius that he's gotten where he is.
Of course.
This magic item. This definitely increases your horde. Interestingly, though, this is kind of like there is something kind of NFT-ish about this. The value of a ring like this that does not regain its charges daily or like on a cycle, it does fluctuate. If this were full of wishes, this would be so valuable. It not being full of wishes makes it a little less kind of like, and were you to use that wish, this would become a nice thing to have, but no longer it kind of is the, the potential is what's giving it the value. You also know that people can put more wishes into this, but it's not just simply like, you know that certain mages are capable of like casting wish spells, and sometimes maybe that could work, but it seems like some other kind of magic wish has to go in that, but people can use wishes and refill these. So theoretically, this thing can become even more valuable than you have, or if you spend the last wish, it becomes less, but your horde has definitely increased, but your horde could have a big decrease were you to use the wish.
Understood.
Yeah, hey, Lord Buku-Bazan, you think if I take a silver and flip it towards it to make a wish, it'll go into it and add more wishes to it?
We could.
Because it's like a well, right? It's shaped like a well.
Very true. I doubt that's how this works, but we could try it.
Oh, like a wishing well?
You like to flip? Why don't you flip a silver towards my hand?
All right. And I'll just grab a silver and hold it up, put it to my forehead.
Tongar, are you making a wish, Tongar?
Oh no.
Ooh, careful there.
doesn't matter. It's attuned to me.
I mean, the idea is that I'll put my wish into it so that there will be more wishes in it.
But
That's the
but
plan.
you're. I see. But are you making a wish?
Question.
Yes.
Yeah. Since I've attuned to this, would I know if this would be problematic as far as granting of the wish within the ring?
No, you don't
If so,
think
I
that
would-
somebody else is going to make a wish and
Gotcha.
like somebody else saying I wish this, that you don't think that would happen.
Oh yeah. Whatever you would
but
do.
Then
Thunder,
yes,
are you-
I am.
You're making a wish. Okay.
Yeah, I'm casting a wish into the wishing wheel.
Okay. So you make a wish, you throw it to the wishing well. Great. Tongard. The odds of this working for you is almost nothing, but let's try it. Tongard,
And I'll miss by 1, Philip.
give me a luck roll. Bum 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 ba-dum bum.
Can we?
Bum,
I
bum,
forget
bum,
with this.
bum, ba-dum, bum. Can you what?
Can I add stuff to luck rolls with my power?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Ba-dum, 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 bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da.
Spend 12 power
Okay,
to go up to 6 die. To
Great.
go add 6 and go up to 10.
great.
Go to max on that. Let me just go ahead and
Wish
go
I
to-
may, wish I might. Have this wish I wish tonight.
Okay. Wow. Wow. That is that's 4 pairs.
4 pairs. Wow.
Yeah. Let me debate this real quick again.
I just
I guess.
love the, watching your face and your hands move, just knowing like, oh, this classic Pierce roll.
Okay. Tell you what. I'm not gonna go nuts here. I promise. But I'm gonna spend 3 more and just reroll everything.
Reroll the whole thing. Sure.
Yeah. Only one of those pairs is gonna matter. I can probably try to do better than that.
Sure.
Pierce, born the Bat Boy and fired from the team.
Okay. That's it. That is better. Less pairs, but 1, 1, 3. So we got 3 in talisman.
3 in talisman.
Miracle.
Miracle. It's true. It is a 3 in talisman.
That's.
Magic.
That is definitely the one that
I've got. Yeah, because then I've got a parent weapon in there. And then,
are you leaving it there?
yeah, I'm gonna leave it there.
Understood. So,
That's enough, I think.
I mean, you'll regain this all in 5 minutes anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You
Go down to 0.
you make a wish, and you flip the silver coin at the ring, and the ring hits the silver coin, and bounces off, and the sound of it, of the metal hitting metal, there is this kind of ting. It rings out very clearly. Could you message me what your wish was?
Sure.
Oh. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Wish I may, wish I might have this wish I wish tonight. Is that what that is? Wait, did I just say what you say? That's a
Yeah,
dumb
you did.
thing to say.
The whole thing.
Wish I may, wish I might have this wish I wish tonight. That's too many wishes. You're saying it too many times. I don't like it.
Classic, witch incantation. You have to say it like 4 times in all the same different ways for the same thing.
For sure. Thing. So this thing kind of rings out. I'll try to recreate it. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, it didn't do anything. So the point is,
Alright, I had to write in Tongar's voice. I would say it, so it's not like brief.
understood. You just kind of wish and toss it. there's this like ding sound. But after a few moments, you don't have a sense that any the little water on the well has not increased from his attempt at giving it a wish.
It's not decreased though, right?
Did not seem to decrease, no. And certainly, Lord Buku, you would suspect that it's like what a person would do. They would be taking a wish unused and just like, I transfer it in there. They wouldn't necessarily invoke a specific wish.
Well,
That's
worth a shot. Well, I guess then, because I think Buku, you were saying, or maybe it was, I don't know if I imagine this or if it was something that was spoken out loud, but I mean, even the power of that ring cannot get us out of here, right?
No, that is correct. This ring is not strong enough to let us escape this place directly, but there obviously wishes can be quite strong. There's a lot of power still within it. I think the more intriguing thing about this ring, although we can of course just use the wish and try to gain ourselves some kind of advantage in this place. I would let us break down the possibilities we have. We can use the wish to give ourselves some advantage, like turning us back into our natural forms or granting us some kind of powerful boon. We could, of course, use it to try to increase our hoard, even greater than this ring with the wish within it would grant us as is, right? Perhaps, a pyramid full of treasure or some such, right? Alternatively, we could try to use the wish to grant ourselves some information. Perhaps that would be most valuable at this point in time for ourselves. We have quite an accumulation already and plenty of outstanding things to do, and perhaps finding easier ways to attain that would be best. But the other way to do this would be to not use it and hold on to it and let that accumulate until we know what best it is to wish for. But I think the more important thing is that this ring also holds the power to commune with a deity wishes, and perhaps that, regardless of what we decide to do with the ring, we should at least do that, and see if that might gain us some advantage more than any other.
I mean, have you tried talking to this deity?
It's a once a day type of thing, and as you know, we've been preoccupied.
Right.
So, So obviously we have some discussion to do as far as what should we do with the wish, whether we should use it at all, which I think is probably even the more difficult question. If so, on what? But in addition to that, should we contact this deity? If we do, what is it that we look for, ask for? Who is this deity? What do we know about them? What motivates them? All these intrinsic.
Well, what's the deity's name?
It would be
Wenha. Wenha.
Wenha.
Have I heard of Wenha?
You can certainly, it is certainly a name you might have done. The thing, though, is you know a great deal of the religions of Wyrmloth. You are not as familiar with ones not from there. Lord Buku knows this. Lord Buku probably knows of this deity because of these rings. He doesn't know he doesn't know the stuff. Give me a luck roll just for the heck of it.
Sure.
He's gonna get 4 of it.
I know we
watch this.
We talked last time, and I knew you broke down a little bit about what Wenha was.
Wenha seems to be a wish, kind of a positive creation deity, but who also like fulfills desires and kind of almost like a fairy godmother god sort of thing almost. Tongard, yes, you are. First you're hearing of Wenha is from Lord Buku.
Well, okay. Well, here's a couple things I see. And I know that the power in that ring isn't enough to get us out of here. but maybe that person, that entity is, right? Gods normally can do all kinds of things. So maybe that's a possibility. I'm sure it will come with a cost, but I mean, the question then I guess is that better or worse than our current plan of action, which is kill the pharaoh, right?
True. Yes, that is a good point. We all know that dragons are the most powerful creatures in existence, and us in our current forms, have to say I am questionable about how easily we'll be able to, defeat one of our erstwhile brethren in its most powerful form while we are stuck in these pitiful biped forms.
If I may interject,
Please,
also
of
there
course.
would be a problem that if we kill the pharaoh, one of us might have to take over as the new pharaoh.
Presumably, whichever one of us is just like the coolest and smartest would be the one who.
Yeah.
I
We
don't
just-
see any problem with that.
I mean, I guess it would. I mean, we could also instill.
Yeah,
a
but
pharaoh,
that
right?
person would
I mean,
be
like
stuck
install
here.
someone. Right, we could also like install someone, right? So like,
Mm,
what if we made like
maybe.
Eldo the pharaoh, right?
I'm not sure if
Like
it works like that.
Like a major domo, maybe someone just to hold our spot for us,
Mm,
like a viceroy.
I'm not convinced that would work.
Well,
You,
get
you
another
need
bridge.
to prepare for the eventuality that maybe that person will be stuck here forever, and they just have to.
Well,
Well then, I don't know. We can get into like lawyering up that later. But yeah, I mean that is a good point, XigXag. I suppose like there is a version of this where we just simply incapacitate the pharaoh, and then go get someone like Eldo, and then give them a weapon and say, "Now kill the pharaoh," right? And I keep just bringing up Eldo because Eldo is one of the only people we've met that I feel like would be like, "Yeah, you can leave."
True.
I haven't met a lot of people where I feel like that would be the case.
Only if the prophecy said you could, with Elda.
Well, maybe the prophecy said that
Um,
the Bigborn need to rule this world.
let's not give away the reality of my mask and your whip though before Eldo makes that decision. But that's an excellent point, XigXag. Yeah, I mean we're just I believe there's a rock, there's a hard place, and here we are right in between, right? So I guess like what is our plan then? Like I guess
Well,
I mean,
my plan is that I'm going to sleep now.
yeah, it seems like that's the most reasonable thing. I guess in the morning we can decide whether or not we talk to this god
Yeah, let's sleep
or we
on
head
it.
for another pyramid. Right.
Well,
It's always the heads are
we're going-
always clearer in the morning.
I feel like if you all are amenable to it, I should go ahead and speak with this god before we sleep. In the day.
Oh, I thought the ring couldn't do it. Oh, okay. I thought it was
does
like
it-
spent or something.
Oh, my understanding is once per day.
Oh, well then might as well try to get 2 uses out of that in a short period of time then.
And at least we could do an introduction, right? Say hello. Say,
That sounds good, yeah.
change
Yeah.
greetings.
Yeah, I guess get a vibe for them to see
Yeah,
how
right.
amenable they are.
Exactly. Okay. Are you comfortable with me, your leader, taking this role on?
Well,
I'm
you
actually
are
not
very-
totally. I mean, whatever, it's fine.
It's
It's like
Buku is very good with talking.
I mean,
That
seems
seems to be his main skill.
I'm
You
almost
are
too
pretty
busy
good.
to even,
You're
like
pretty
talking to
low.
gods is almost like below me. I'm too busy to do that now, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I've probably done collabs with deities before. I'm not sure. So it's like not even a big deal for me.
Sounds like that's 4 resounding yeses, Lord Buku.
All right, excellent. Then I'll wish you all good night, and
Wait, you
Oh, well,
wish
here
them
you go.
good night? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, actually, if you're gonna talk, I'm gonna just stay up in case you know.
Carefully.
Just in case, like, your brain starts melting out your ears, I feel like someone should be
that's-
here to intervene.
Not gonna lie, I really appreciate that. Actually, that sounds like a great plan. Cool. I'll use the ring.
You'll sort of you'll kind of, with that innate understanding one gets from attuned to magical objects, you'll reach in and you will seek to commune with a deity whose name you know only from items such as this, spoken in whispers of mages from other realms, sources of wishes and power. You send out the intention, you flex your hand in the right way, and you do kind of hear this like rush of water along. Maybe even Tongart and XigXag can hear that for a moment. Lord Buku then, to your eyes, Tongart and XigXag, Lord Buku promptly just falls over. Just right into this. Fortunately, you're on sand. It's not a huge deal. Lord Buku just boom, and kind of his eyes are shut and just dreamlike. Lord Buku, you also fall. You feel yourself falling. But you then feel yourself falling rapidly, just like through like an empty void. Surrounding you is darkness, but then there are little pockets of light. Although, as you fall, you do see a rather intense amount of dark purple mist. Sort of like forming at the edges of what otherwise looks like kind of just like the Fountain of Dreams stage from Super Smash Brothers. You're kind of in this like rainbow galaxy sort of thing, and you're falling down, and you're actually seeing like perfectly crystal clear, almost glowing water falling amongst you, and you suddenly land without pain or impact on just a little like tranquil set of stones, which seem to be crystal and cobblestone cut, but they're glowing, and there is a wishing well next to you. And you kind of are like, sort of just clearly this is some sort of interplanar communication, perhaps you've literally fallen, although you don't feel this, but roiling over this ground is this dark purple mist, like what you passed through to come to the place you are.
Is there anything on the horizons?
You seem to be floating. You seem to be on a floating piece of land that is about 20 feet wide by like 20 or 30 feet wide. It's like a little just like on the horizon, it just seems to drop off, and you see other little motes of things, and they all maybe have wishing wells on them, but you don't have great vision in the distance. However, there is this kind of like glowing sort of light near the wishing well, and you do hear this voice saying, "Oh, hello! Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful! Oh, I'm so happy to commune with you. You? Oh, you are a new follower, or not even a follower. That's okay. I don't need anyone to worship me. But, you're in possession of one of my rings. You're not a cleric, but you're in possession of a ring. Your name is Lord Buku Bazan of Bazankeen.
Greetings.
Oh, I am so sorry. If you wished to introduce yourself to me, Lord Buku, you're more than welcome to do so yourself.
It is whatever you feel is most apt for this moment. But yes, I am Lord Buku Bazan of Bazankeen. I represent a group of interested parties.
Oh,
we are
wonderful.
Adventuring through the world.
Oh.
And in need of assistance if you have it, but more importantly, I wish to come and give greetings to you.
Well, many greetings back to you. Now, I want to be very, very clear about something. I have a bit of a policy about not giving dragons from where you're from wishes, as the wishes tend to be very avaricious and problematic, and sometimes the dragons from where you're from come to other realms and consume them entirely, and it causes a lot of trouble.
It is important. Am I in my dragon form?
No, you are in your Buku. Well, you're in your bipedal form.
I'm sure that the goddess sees through you.
I go, well, let me assure you that my motives are purely what's the word? Forgive me, this is not a word I use very often.
Humble.
No, it's like for not for myself, like for help other people. Like it's not selfish reasons. The word I'm looking for. It's like
As selfless.
You're claiming that you just want to help everyone. Is that what you're saying?
No, I do not claim that I wish to help everyone.
Oh, but
To
you're
be clear.
Oh,
But
I see. You are
Our special circumstances are such that while your experience with my kind may have led you to a certain opinion of my people or where I am from, I assume you mean Dragonloft is where. That is where we're
Oh
from,
yes, from Wyrmloth. I knew it because you were Bazan of
Wyrmloth, yes.
Bazankeen, and I know that Bazankeen is a part of Wyrmloth. And if you're a lord,
Yes.
there's no way you're not unless. Oh, or did the bipeds already kill? No, they haven't killed all the dragons yet. So yes, you are definitely a dragon in a different form. Oh, I see.
Actually-
You are cut. I see what's happening. You are in a domain of dread, and you're trapped there. Oh, a wish can't get you out. Oh, do not waste a wish. Oh, I don't want you to waste a wish. Oh, don't waste a wish.
I don't care to.
Yes.
That's not my intention.
Because my wishes can't get people out of dread, because that's the rules.
Of course. You are Wenha. The Wenha.
Yes, I am Wenha. Oh, I'm
Goddess.
so sorry. I'm having many conversations right now. Yes,
Understood. You're very busy.
I make a luck roll. Let's see if when I can appear to you, or if this is going to be a voice-only chat.
Double weapon, double coinage.
I think neither of those will. I would give you a double on certain things, but I don't think either of those would have her appear. But you'll clearly have some other opportunities. Yes. Oh, yes. I see. No. Yes. So I see you're there, and you're probably in. I think one of them is very dragon themed. Oh yes, there's a pharaoh dragon. Right. It's all. So yes, you have been turned into. Oh, so now you're experiencing what the bipeds experience. Oh, that's almost poetic, but it's probably very unpleasant for you. I am very sorry.
Thank you. There's obviously lessons to be learned, but also problems to be overcome.
Oh
And
yes.
While I understand that we are in possession of one of your rings.
Wonderful. Oh yes, one of my
and-
rings went there. Oh, many wishes were cast from one of my very rare rings that many of my most devoted followers, they, in the service of those rings are so special. Oh, it's so interesting that you have
Yes.
one. Oh my.
Yes. Well, our issue is, of course, that as you alluded to before, perhaps you are not aware of the current situation of Wyrmloth, but yes, all of our.
Oh no, it's
kin
being
have
invaded
been-
by the survivors of many of the people who've been killed by dragons who've left there. Yes, I know it's happening. I didn't know the current status. There's not so many Mondevians there, so I'm unaware. Not
Right,
my
yes, of
primary plane. Yes.
Understood. Well, there's very few of us left, and those few of
course.
us that are surviving would like to, of course, survive.
Of course, I understand, and it is all. It is just. It is part of the whole complexity of all of it. I would say that perhaps that is, if I could take back any wish I ever granted, it would be the one that made your plane the way it is. That's the wish I would take back if I could take back any wish.
What wish was that?
Oh, well, a dragon from my plane, where everyone is owed one wish, wished to corrupt your plane into his own avaricious image, and that's why all the dragons there are how you are.
Oh. Could that be reverse wished?
That does seem problematic indeed.
It's been such a chore. You know that one of your dragons
saying-
ate heaven, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, one of your dragons ate heaven. That was very complicated.
I'm because you understand, of course, that would that does not make a lot of sense. This dragon, this pharaoh, is only one outside of Wyrmloth that we've ever encountered. Because once one reaches a certain age, they leave Wyrmloth, of course. Well, we are, a very, I suppose, peaceful is not quite the right word, but we have achieved quite a symbiosis within our world. And,
You have.
we were bothering no one, and yet we were invaded without provocation.
Oh, yes,
and
well,
it seemed
the
quite
dragons who were
unjust.
there bother no one, but the dragons who choose, I think, gate? Is that the term? Gate or grace? The dragons who
Yes.
choose gate go ravaging across the multiverse, consuming all they can. Sometimes they grow so big, they even consume planes like heaven. And that was a very problematic thing, but this is how wishes work. That's the whole point.
I see. Well,
The point is,
That is,
on
honestly,
rare
those
occasions, I
disturbing
will
news,
grant
guys.
wishes for people who are, or for beings who are not from Mondeville, but, well, I tend not to grant wishes to the dragons of Wyrmloth because of a different dragon, you are all avaricious to the core.
well,
Not our
Perhaps.
fault, really, because we were wished that way.
I mean, it seems a bit. Forgive me for saying so, as you are a deity of immense wisdom and grace yourself. But it does seem a bit biased to judge all of us based off of the wish of a previous ancestor, of which we are no part of.
If I were to give you one wish right
Oh,
now,
two.
if I were to grant you one wish, what would it be? It would be for a lot of treasure, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, that would be no. I think not.
No?
I think that our current.
Can you imagine how much treasure a wish could bring you? If I just gave you a freebie right now, can you imagine that I could give you the nicest dragon clothing any dragon's ever had? The most valuable threads? Every single button worth more than all the vaults of Wyrmloth combined? So rare are the
That's-
gemstones?
I would not refuse that wish.
Of course you
If
would.
that is something you wish to offer, I would
And-
absolutely take that.
Many other beings wouldn't refuse it either. But if you're really given a wish, that's where your mind will go. And the problem with dragons of your kind is, once you get that much treasure, you'll need that much more again. Or you won't be satisfied. Your curse is that you can never be happy with what you have.
To call that a curse, I think ambition is something to be lauded, but.
Oh, but I'm not talking about ambition. I'm talking about ravenous, unyielding appetite. In other realms, it's the reason there are things called billionaires.
Well, can I ask you, what about those that invaded our plane?
Oh, yes.
those
They are
beings
driven
worth-
by vengeance. That is a very bad thing to be driven by.
See.
They're not using wishes, though. They're using dark magics.
Ah. Do you know what kinds?
Oh, many kinds. But for the most part, arcane in nature. Although some have some deific or even primeval magic at their fingertips.
Well, let me ask you, do you look poorly upon our ultimate goal of being able to retake Wyrmloth and secure our home?
Not at all. I want
Then-
everyone to be able to have the life of their wishes.
Perhaps would you be willing to assist us in this?
Well,
Small.
I'm sure I'm going to be hearing a lot more from you since you have one of these rings. I'm ready to hear a lot more from Lord Bugavzar and Bazankin. But
This is wonderful.
this is not an affair. I am a deity of Mondeville.
Mondeville.
Yes, Mondeville, the primary material plane of your cluster.
I will take your word for that. So, would it be possible for us to come visit you?
In Mondeville?
Yes.
Oh, well, if you can escape the domain of dread, I am not really in Mondeville. That's where all my worshippers go. That's where I grant my powers to. But if you wanted to visit Mondeville, you certainly could. Although I would recommend you stay bipedal draconics instead of dragons, because in Mondevue, just like in most of the other material planes, they're terrified of dragons.
Oh, I see. I understand. Well, perhaps one thing that you could answer for me tonight is we obviously need to get off of this domain of dread.
Oh, yes.
Do you have any... Do you perhaps know how one might try to do that?
Of course, there are a few ways to get out of Domain of Dread. One...
Preferably in a way that does not wreck all the things.
Wreck all the things?
That's possible.
Oh, well, that might be more difficult. You see, a Domain of Dread is a realm based on fear and loss and pain and suffering, and it is ruled over by a Dreadlord. But here's the twist. The Dreadlord is suffering just as much, if not more, than everyone else within. The Dreadlord can allow others to leave, but they almost never do. The only reason they would is if they thought it would give them some advantage. And then you hear a voice that says,
"That is accurate."
"Oh, of course! I forgot that all communications in and out of the Domain of Dread are observed by the Dreadlord in control there."
"So,
Hello.
I have heard of your presence, dragon. Although you do not look."
And at this point, you do kind of see this rising shape from those purple mists that have been roiling over this glowing crystalline cobblestone.
Yes, most interested in you.
Hello.
You wish to leave.
Yes, we do. We do not belong on this plane.
And you are of
Not from
Wyrmloth.
here. We are.
Then I will offer you a way out. No,
Oh, yes.
it is very simple. And I am being magnanimous for the offering.
Well, this is so strange. I've never had something else in one of my communes. Of course, I've never communed with somebody in a Domain of Dread before. Oh dear, this is fascinating. And you do almost see like there's like a shape also forming from the light over there. But this voice says,
It is very simple. You, proud dragons of Wyrmloth, I will part the mists, and you can return to the Shadow World, or even a material plane of your choice, in exchange for everything you possess. All your treasure, all your weapons, all your magic, every single item you carry, you may lay at my feet, and I'll let you go.
Understood. So every item we carry, we give to you. And in exchange, you'll let us pass through this.
No tricks, no little word games. You will hand over your hoards and walk out of here empty-handed and naked and empty-bellied. No hiding any things in your gullets. For then my hoard will grow all the bigger, not with your meager possessions, but with your pride. Or you can come fight me and try to kill me. But remember, all draconics are under my control.
Understood.
Though I wonder if perhaps you've gotten around that somehow. You have my offer. Scream it to the heavens if you accept. You'll get out clean. Oh, I look forward to seeing you here for years and years in my service, for I know no Wyrmlothian dragon could possibly accept.
The figure sort of recedes, and you just hear a voice going, "Oh, that is so! Well, that is just the most fascinating offer, because you totally won't take it. But that would get you out of here, and you could rebuild again, and oh, but you won't do it. Oh, that's so interesting."
Interesting, Wyrmloth. That was not what I had expected. Wow. Well, Wenha, you have proven less helpful than more informed, but less helpful than I had hoped.
Oh, I feel like I answered way more of your questions than typical. Mostly these communions are simply people appear and say, "Am I doing your service?" And I say, "Oh, you're wonderful, everything's fine, don't beat yourself up so much." So this was an opportunity. You were treating me like an encyclopedia, and it was fun.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed that whole affair. Now I have to decide whether we shall become so weak as to never be able to fulfill our goals, but yet escape this plane, or or take on an unbeatable foe. So I feel like that is a difficult space to be within.
Oh, it's a terrible space.
Could I ask you one last question before
I know you're going to, and I'm sure I'm going to get a lot more tomorrow.
What are the limitations of the wish within the ring?
Oh, that wish can be done to cast any wish you'd like. The only thing it can't be used for is to get out of a place like this. Now, the thing is, when people make big wishes, you need a lot of strength of character. I hate to admit this is how it works, but the more powerful someone is, the more change their wish can create. You know, if someone who is a simple person wishes to change the whole nature of the world, it might not, but their world might change. Their immediate surroundings, their experience. Whereas if a truly powerful figure such as the dragon that changed Wyrmloth into what it is, that could alter a whole plane or even more. And of course such wishes, they ripple and they change things without. Everyone from Mondevue is granted one wish, which I will grant when they use it. But some people in Mondevue are so committed to my cause and to my church that they use their wish to fill up rings like the one you have. Rather than wishing for something themselves, they say, someone else may need more wishes, or we put this in Wenha's hands, so they fill up rings with delightful little wishing wells on them. It's my symbol.
I do enjoy it. It's quite catchy. Thank you, Wenha.
Of course, I'll see you soon, Lord Bugozan of Bazankin. If you want my advice, it is overcome your nature, give up all that you have, and get out of that place. Otherwise, you'll probably die or be transformed into a dark, horrible thing there. Either way. Have a good night.
Yes, indeed. How do I leave this?
Oh, sorry. You just kind of, and suddenly you feel yourself like rushing upwards, and you kind of wake up on the sand.
Ah!
Alright, Buku?
Yes, quite.
Did you talk to a god?
Talked to a couple of them, apparently.
Couple of gods.
Well, sort of. God, and
Lots of bargain sale right there.
Well, and, there's also a dragon that happens to, control a domain of dread that we all are.
You talked to Pharaoh. That's less
with.
good. I'm gonna backtrack on my enthusiasm.
Yep. Not as.
So how'd it go?
As we were presented with an offer
From the guy? From Wenha?
No. No. Wenha is very informative. Very informative. There's apparently a lot going on there. But she doesn't like dragons very much, so we won't be getting any free wishes.
That is
from
a
her.
run-in theme.
It is really.
I think she actually is very
Yeah.
nice to dragons. She just has policy. It's different.
Oh well.
She just has a segregation.
Actually, she. I shouldn't say it. Never mind. I'll tell. I'm gonna defend Wenha later. But for now, keep talking. Keep spreading your lies. It's
She
fine.
has some very strict anti-dragon policies in place. It's very
Wyrmloth policies. It's very different.
you know little.
Oh, sorry.
Motto.
It's not racist. It's jingoistic.
Yeah.
Yes. So so her suggestion was, okay, so the offer was we give up all of our treasure, our entire hoard, and the Wyrmloth, the Dragon King will let us out of here, part the mist, and let us walk away. Or we try to kill him, where he reminded me that he has control of all dragonkin. And Wenha suggested that we go ahead and give up all of our treasure in order to do so.
Do you tell us the whole story about the dragon who wished Wyrmloth to be Everest? And all that stuff?
I will inform you.
Well,
I'll
There's a
tell
sort of-
them the whole story.
I mean, there's a lot of problems with that offer, right?
There's a lot of problems.
Well, because one, I'm not parting with this dog. But two, not everything belongs to us. A lot of that's on loan, right? We can't exactly give up that. Because I don't know that.
Yes, but then
I don't know that just getting out of here and then being in a raffle place with Bill Bluster is going to be better. Right.
True.
mm,
True.
mm.
So that's a bit of a fly
Well,
on
but
that
then
particular
Bill
point.
Bluster would have to take it up with this dragon.
No. We signed an agreement, XigXag. If we don't bring that stuff back, we're going to experience immense amounts of pain. He'll take it up with the people that are contractually obligated to bear that pain, which is us.
So wait,
can I
We
make
might
an
have to
arcana-
just avoid him for eternity then.
I think that Shishu actually wait. Yeah, Shishu at this point will say, so what was it that Outset was saying about Jeff who'll take all of the debt from, what was that about? The quest debt? Yeah, I mean, maybe now's the time to cash out and consolidate quest debt. We could turn this into a positive.
And is Jeff is even real, or did we just?
I
make
know
it
you
up?
saw him, right? XigXag. Is Jeff real?
I didn't steal anybody.
That's
just
not
went
what
along
everyone
with-
at the gate said.
I was just going along with it. It was all set.
Oh, okay. So this was like the murder mystery. I got it. So
No, I don't think that Jeff exists, but maybe he does. Who knows at this after place?
all right. Well,
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. Can we like cry Jeff?
You want to call out for Jeff? You certainly can. You can call out Jeff into the night. You guys did a lot to hide yourselves here, but if you want to scream for Jeff, absolutely.
No, I didn't mean scream. I said scry.
Oh, scry for
Scry.
Jeff. I don't know if scrying is something Elon has yet, but he could.
Or
If Elon is present and is willing to use a bunch of power to attempt that, I would let him. Lord Buku, you were going to make an Arcana roll. You were saying you wanted to do some thinking,
Yes.
right?
I was curious about two things. One, the complexity of the wish that I could make. Like, can I do a wish with like clauses and heretofores and such? And secondly, how much power do any of us or all of us have to make a wish? And can we make a wish as a group?
yeah,
And
I was thinking
consolidate
that
our
too.
power to do that.
If
So-
we put all our power into that one
Lord
wish,
Buku.
with that.
Go ahead and do. I think this is your analyze with all your Arcana. This is 10 dice. You can change one after the fact.
That's a fourth degree success of tome.
Tome. knowledge and learning. That's what you want for Arcana type rolls. And hey, if you'd like to, you could drop 5 and make that a 5th degree.
I will do that.
Do it.
You guys are about to take a rest, which will give you 8 or so back. So okay, great. So,
Sure.
Lord Buku, as you Oh, that being said, though, everyone regained 1 right now, or an hour's worth. You've been Lord Buku had his little confab, and it's been a minute.
Cool. Oh wait, that's right. I spent a bunch. That actually matters.
Yeah, no, you're probably not. I mean, you'll be fine by morning, but yeah.
Yeah.
Lord Buku, as you begin to think about the complexity of the wish, you are coming to an understanding of Wenha and the nature of her powers, and we'll sort of say that various things you've read are all lining up. So here's some things about Wenha that are different than wishes typically. You don't think Wenha is a vindictive person. Wenha, when somebody makes a wish, Wenha is not out to like trick them, you know. She seems to her whole deity thing is that everyone
Give the wish.
everyone there, she probably and you think that she, though, in a weird way, like where the way she will occasionally not give people something that she can, if it's like immediately clear that isn't how they'd want it, she might twist it, you know, or like as like a, you don't have to worry about like tricks with her. Whether or not you could do something incredibly complicated with multiple steps, that is up for debate. You also get the impression that like she was kind of saying she's not just gonna like hand out a wish to you. You do have one wish. Like she's not gonna not grant you the wish you have in the thing. I'm not sure if that was ever a thing you were concerned about. I know the way she said it, that might have been confusing. So you got that wish. Lord Buku, you're powerful. So certainly your wish could probably be pretty big. There is a hard rule about it not getting you out of a place like this, but who cares? If all of you sort of put your will and energy together and made it as one, you probably suspect that would perhaps enhance the ability, but more than one person can't be attuned to this. So that would more be like all people doing that would be there'd be a sort of, that would be a limited boost, you know. It would be, it's like, it's the equivalent of like a guidance, you know. You're adding a D4, which is great, but you know, it's not going to be the full swing. But you certainly think that you certainly think that if it doesn't violate whatever craziness happens with Domains of Dread, it seems that Wenha does have total reality altering powers as a deity, that if you make a wish that isn't like too conditional and too many steps and sort of too unwieldy, it will be granted. There may be limits to, if you say I want all the wealth in the world, you probably aren't going to get all the wealth in the world. You'll get a huge amount that will, you'll get what you picture all the wealth in the world being, or something. But
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, conditionally, like, if we were to say, oh, I don't know, if all of our hoard is given away, and if we leave the plane that it's on, that all that hoard will then return to us, so to speak, something along those lines.
That is a possibility. I get where that is a place where you would maybe want to do some funny something or another,
But would the Pharaoh dragon would overhear this wish?
The Pharaoh dragon doesn't necessarily hear everything you guys do, but any plea you make outwards, he does overhear. So yes. So that could put a wrinkle in it. But there may be a way for you to... There may be some shenanigans like that. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I have an idea, which is kind of a bigger wish. If there was a dragon wishing Wyrmloth dragons greedy, that made everybody else hate them, and then that's why Wyrmloth was invaded. If we could just counter wish that wish, and then we wouldn't be all dependent on the treasure all the time, then
the dragon, XigXag, the dragon that wished such a thing, apparently ate an entire plane.
I'm not sure if it was the same dragon, But
Well, it's
wouldn't that be just a more overall useful wish?
two
I
issues
mean,
with
that
that.
would
First
go
off,
to the root of a problem instead of trying to.
First off, XigXag, we don't have a problem. Okay, others have the problem. All right, our desire
Maybe we
for
do.
treasure and stuff. That's not a problem in my
Could
book.
we maybe replace treasure with something else? Like maybe dragons like smoking, or I don't know, collecting brains
Or
or
shoes.
shoes.
I-
Instead of treasure.
Understood.
We could
understood.
be collecting all kinds of things. It could be dolls or bipeds, or I don't know, those little square things that you could put together. They called Legos, I think.
Well,
Were they think?
Uh,
I mean, I'm
or
okay.
those little many-sided things that people throw with dots on them and numbers on them.
And what are those called again?
Oh,
what
the
are they
dot
called?
stones.
Yeah,
The
the
dot
dot stones
stones.
that the bipeds
Yes.
like so much. Those weird
Yes.
bipeds.
Yes.
If we could just channel our desires into less destructive ways.
I believe Tongar, you were about to ask a question, but I also have a role I was going to maybe have you make when all this is coming up.
All right. Well, I was just gonna I think maybe if we are going to attempt a wish of a much bigger variety, that it might what you were proposing, XigXag, while don't get me wrong, while well intentioned, would also require like a long period of time for like the effects of that to sort of take hold. Right.
Well,
It would just require generations of our dragons not leaving this plane, our plane, to go wreak havoc, apparently.
Well,
Maybe our immediate benefit would just see if we could just give them their plane back. This dragonate.
Give them back heaven? Or no?
Yeah, apparently it ain't heaven. So like, if we just wish heaven
that's
back
their-
into existence,
That's okay. Well,
maybe then
maybe
they're like,
then.
look, there's a heaven again.
I just
Our
dream
bad, we'll
big.
leave.
I can't help it.
Tongar.
I should clarify also that Wenhao was pretty clear that the more power you have, the more powerful the wish, and I'm pretty certain that a wish of this magnitude that we're discussing, anything that kind of doesn't just directly affect us, is probably well beyond our.
But
our
maybe
means.
she would take kindly to a wish that would solve that problem. I just had a feeling, but
no.
maybe she.
I can certainly propose it
Yeah.
next time we meet.
I think I understand. I recall a tapestry. I remember one scene that was called a Big Trouble in Little China, and there were these two individuals, these two bipeds, casting beams of energy against each other. And yeah, one of them was more powerful, and it was like a tug of war. I feel like we would lose that battle to someone who could.
Oh, is it like negative charisma meeting positive charisma, and like just colliding together?
Your nickname.
what
should be
Yeah,
Negative
I
Charisma.
think.
You
think that is,
shouldn't cross the charisma beams. That's
that's,
what you're saying.
Yeah, I believe that there's that like a.
Yes, don't cross the charisma beam.
Yeah, I mean, we might have to raid a few more planes
Mhm.
before we can.
I'm starting to be very conflicted about all this raiding. To be honest, I don't know where
find
it's
it
coming
wonderful.
from.
It's
I'm
the best thing
feeling
that
a
we
little
can
bit
do
strange
when we do it.
myself, to be honest. I think that it's this place. It's not agreeing with me.
I'm beginning to
Well,
think that this Domain of Dread
It's
isn't agreeing
it's
with
too
me.
dry. It's too dry. I like more kind of a marshy, muddy kind of places.
Oh, that's a bummer because if you'd gone to the other one, you would have been in your Oh, that's a bummer. Tongard,
Oh.
you have said
Yeah.
some things and done some stuff. I do want to throw out some information
Please.
that
Please,
you
please.
guys. This is stuff where like in game. This was a few days ago. Although it's before you came here, so it's crazy. You did hear a bit upon sort of reaching. I think even like Bill Bluster was telling you some of this, and then you heard a lot more in the Umbral Court. You guys, like, it does seem like the dragons in question have destroyed or consumed entirely at least 1, 2, 3, 4,
Well,
5,
I know-
6 material planes in your cluster.
Okay, I knew about two.
Yeah. Those are just material planes that they did that to, and they also attacked many others. And then in terms of inner and outer planes, you know that they burst open the abyss, so all the demons got out, and you know that they destroyed Limbo, and yes, they did destroy one of the heavens, basically. Acheron too, crazy. Anyway, the point is, you had heard, this was like reported that you guys understood that they some of the dragons who get out here become huge. Now, Tongard, some other things though, and XigXag's been talking about this a lot. Some other things about this would probably be, unlike previous comments, this is about Wyrmloth religion. I would love for you to make an analyze roll and to add your Wyrmloth religion modifier to it. Religions of Wyrmloth. This isn't really a part of the furtive breath. Actually, let me double check. It's not. I don't think it is.
That's fine.
It is not. Yes.
Okay. Let's give it a go. Pair of talismans.
Pair of talismans.
I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.
Oh, there you go. Well, Pair of Talismans is about magic, so this will probably kick you up slightly. And this is something that you would be fully aware of. Like you are a member of the Furtive Breath. We haven't really gone into this a lot recently. But you know the main thing is the flyway. That is like the primary religion in Wyrmloth of all the dragons. They believe in the flyway. They believe the old one, a primordial progenitor dragon, sort of like hatched an egg that was the universe, and that's how they were created. In that religion, not in yours, but in that religion, there is an evil figure. There's a dragon named Avarice, a dragon who was both the father and the son of the old one through weirdness, according to their tales. Somehow he tricked his progeny into hatching before he was conceived. Religion's weird. The point being that he created the inevitable Avarice as like a taint on dragonkind. And I mean that in the sense of a small amount of a bad thing, not what everybody's giggling about. None of you are giggling. This is the mature game. The point being, he put that, it's like the original sin, basically. He infected dragonkind with the inevitable Avarice as part of his wickedness, and the old one, being both before and after him, kind of couldn't undo it. The old one is not affected by the inevitable Avarice, but the rest of you are. And that is like the source of why you guys have, which I know it has been over a year since this is what was going on in this game, where this was like the big point with the whole thing of gate or grace, where dragons, in your universe, dragons inevitably become completely avaricious and cannot be controlled, and that's why your society created gate or grace, where you either enter a sleep of death and you get to keep your horde, or you take your horde and go, so that there's not just constantly wars in your plane. And what everyone's telling you is, yeah, when you send those people out, they cause huge problems for everyone else and eventually get big enough they can consume planes. So that is simply information that I think would potentially register to you, is thinking about this entity.
Yeah, and I'll sort of relay all that. So, and just sort of tag onto it. It's like, so with all that in mind, using the wish to undo, this is going to be anything is going to be very complicated. But again,
I wish though that we could do it.
Well, that requires 2 wishes, because the one that we can do it, and then the one where we do it, right?
Oh, this is great. But I wish we could do it.
Well, dream big.
But all joking aside, Lord Buku, there is something in your brain where you're like, that's why they make the rings. Because sometime there might be some cleric of Wenha who has to go, I wish I was powerful enough to do this. I wish this could happen. You know, it's like that's why that's why they created rings that could hold other people's wishes for you. So people could like do multi-phase wishes like that for craziness.
So then if I'm to understand where we're sitting right now, I mean the things we're debating are all well and good. And I'm very happy to hear just thoughts being thrown out there, not about the immediacy of our current needs. I want to just take a moment here to acknowledge that. Say I'm very proud of all of you for just sort of thinking outside of the horde.
Yes.
But,
Well, I mean, it's all just in service of making the horde bigger. Because, like if you use a wish to, like, change what a horde even is. Like, if we put the horde into clouds like I've been talking about.
just realized that this pharaoh could just
There you
instantly
go.
get everything from Alon by just saying he'd be decentralizing
It could be,
his
the
wealth.
court
I
could
just
be
realized
sort
that.
of a...
Oh my god, that is... I'm
Idea.
honestly, maybe we should take this deal from this pharaoh. Because, like...
I was wondering if maybe we could like negative appreciate our value. Just
Yeah,
get
well, because
every loan
recently,
possible.
yeah, I've been reading about the idea recently that, like, the more debt you have, the more wealth you have. So actually, if we
Right.
gave up, like, we have so much debt, but if we actually just handed all this over to him, and then we owed all those other things, we could leverage all the debt in terms of treasure that belongs to other people, and in terms of quest debt, and in terms of narrative debt, and we could, like, leverage all that debt. And that's when we'll actually, because profit doesn't matter. All that matters is growth, and a horde just needs to grow. So in order for it to grow, it needs to shrink. And I also think that maybe, like, if it's just like in terms of followers, that would also be. Is that just a?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would be like a major thing.
I just think my father.
Everybody would be just like, going off,
XigXag, I feel like you're finally getting me.
Oh, I totally get you.
I don't often say this a lot. In fact, I don't think I've ever said this. Certainly not to you in any case. But what the hell are you talking about? Because I didn't track any of that.
I know you didn't, Tongard. It's okay. It's just, it's fine.
But
I say that all the time.
I guess what I'm just trying to get at here is that, wish or not, the wish won't get us out of here. So then
Not directly,
we're back
but
to our.
it could indirectly, right?
Well, it doesn't sound like it.
Well, yeah, because if you start something with a wish, and then it keeps rolling, and it's, there are ripples, and the
Well, I believe explicitly Wenha said, the wish cannot get us out of here. Multiple times we've been told, like, a wish cannot just get us out of this plane.
Yeah, you cannot wish to get out of here, but,
We are basically stuck with a very simple decision, which is, do we take the Pharaoh's offer, or do we continue to try to kill the Pharaoh? Those are until a third option presents itself as a path out of here.
And I think that given the hour...
Could we wish Emniel into here? Sorry, that's a little vindictive. Let's take that back. I apologize.
Emniel cannot... a wish can't move someone between a domain of dread. Sadly. But as you guys are kind of about to take your rest here, and because there are two of you who are not present, and I have been saying plausible things they might say, but not what they really would say, so I think that we probably will take our leave as you all bed down with that central question in mind. Do we take the deal but escape? Do we attempt to fight at whatever cost that comes with, and as XigXag pointed out, at whatever, because I mean, like, I think, Tongard, you have noticed some weirdness from Elon and some, like, talking to voices here or there, so, like, there's concerns about the fighting route. But, or do you do the third thing? Do you create a third space? Is this a Starbucks situation? Because Elon would say that if you could do what Starbucks did and innovate like that, maybe that is the way forward. Everybody, that is where we're going to end chapter 32 on this decision. A lot of information came out tonight. This was actually this wound up being a major lore one tonight for a lot of reasons. So, very fun. And yet, still with you people, it's just funny every time you talk to each other in your weird characters. So,
and still with us, we have walked 300 yards.
Yep.
And sat down.
Walked about. You made it. Let's be honest. You guys went on a mile walk through the sand and camped. That's what happened to them. Yeah. But that was great. Thank you guys so much. This was wonderful. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I see we did have some raids tonight. Sorry, I was in the midst of stuff, but welcome all raiders. We hope you enjoyed. This is our Crazy Dragon game, a long time game, and I'll actually mention at the top of this. We are finally starting to sort of put all of our old episodes onto YouTube. Here Be Dragons is, I think we actually have it all it's all
Oh,
it will be available to watch on YouTube, all of the previous episodes if you want to catch up or anything on this one, starting it might be tomorrow, it might be a couple days, but like it's all sort of up there, so including this episode, which will get posted in a couple days, you'll be able to kind of watch all of that and get caught up. But we have a bunch of our old series like Blue Moon. We have a bunch of our we have Wellness Beyond the Witchlight. Murder by Murder is now entirely up there, and we're doing 13 episodes of Blood from a Stone every day to get for that whole, to get caught up to all. I think 97 was this past week, so we'll have those all up by next week. So we're slowly making our way through all of that. Oh yes, thank you for posting the thing. It is weirdly. It's like it was a big deal because she got the @ sign, or she said it was a big. I don't, but like so like our URL is /@ Long Lost Lore, not / Long Lost Lore. I don't know quite why that is, but it is, and certainly you can like search @ Long Lost Lore. It's very easy and such, and you can tag it and stuff, so it's all great. But there's another cool new thing we have that I would like to also mention. I don't know if you have the link handy for that, Pierce, but if you can put us to, we have our Discord and all that fun stuff. That's great. But we also now have a wiki. There is a Long Lost Lore wiki that is being built out by Sophia, and I think we have pretty much all of the series now have landing pages, and for the most part, all the players are listed on each series, and just over time, I'm eventually hoping to start I eventually want to make. This is a project, but I want to put all of the I want to have like an episode page for every episode. We can put the recap there, because then it gets very easy to cross-reference and find them and go through and catch up by that. It's much easier than like scrolling back the way you have to on Discord. So yeah, that's gonna be a really cool thing. But yeah, so Sophia's been doing that. Thanks so much to Sophia for doing that. We also just do have a Discord where you can go. We have a lot of stuff going on there. And we have other games. Tomorrow night, we will have our second episode of the weirdest game that we've done so far. It's called Third Time's the Charm. It is a sitcom game.
If you want to watch me play almost the opposite character.
That's true, yes. Anti-Tongart is what's going on there. So yeah, check that one out. That'll be tomorrow. I have so much to do. That game, I will say, that is the most exhausting game I ever run. That is like, I am like exhausted by the end of that. We've only done one. What am I doing? But that's going to be really fun, so check that out tomorrow. It does kind of have a Kramer. That's what Kevin's character, Erasmus, also goes by E. He is kind of like the Kramer of the game. But it's got everything. If you want a game that's about a school, if you want a sitcom about a school, you've got a school. If you want a sitcom about a business, it's got a business. If you want a sitcom about a family, it's a family. If you want a sitcom that has a puppet in it, it's got a puppet. If you're looking for nosy neighbors, there often is one. So yeah, check that out.
But if you want any of it to line up and make sense, it will not.
It makes sense by sitcom logic. It's a world where someone's like, I better go on a date at the same time with both these people. So yeah, so check that out. And then so that'll be that on Tuesday. We are back with Gray in the Dark. This is going to be a big one of Gray in the Dark. I'm very excited about it. And then on Friday we have another Blood from a Stone, where boy did Lauren do something unexpected last week. And change everyththing, and the Soldier of Fortune will never be the same. It's delightful. So yeah, please check that out. That's what we have here on this channel. Would anybody like to talk about things they do on other channels or places?
Not today. I'm good.
I guess I'll just Manzuka. Sorry, I was not prepared. I was waiting for your spiel, because I won't talk about any streaming stuff, because I'm.
Let me spiel you in. If you guys like Raid Shadow Legends, I play it and I cover it on YouTube under Deadwood Jedi. That's my handle. So you can catch me there, and I put out videos. I stream occasionally, sometimes here on Twitch under Deadwood Jedi as well. You can follow me on Twitter and all other socials there, though I'm not very good at it. But you can definitely do that. But that's neither here nor there, because Mr. Tangart Lasso, Pierce Lexington, says something he'd like to add.
Sure. I'm gonna actually relate my thing with one of our absent members. So first of all, Anna, who plays Shishi Pateros, has a fantastic cookbook called Eat Happy. Her company is Eat Happy Kitchen. She makes great spices and sauces. And if you go to the website Eat Happy Kitchen, you can find out if they're in locations near you, but you can always just order from the site. Which is going to tie into the thing I watched today, which I thought was just going to be fluffy, and not at all. And I learned a lot, which is it's called What Am I Eating? It's a new show that Zoe Deschanel hosts on HBO Max. And it's
You
like
mean Max? Excuse me.
We'll not do it.
Max,
It
yeah.
can't.
There's nothing called HBO Max. It was never called HBO Max.
It's still an app on my thing that I can't get access.
You can't. It doesn't exist. Never
It's
existed.
so annoying.
It's
Do you want to know the most annoying thing about that whole thing was on the PlayStation 5 when I went to see if this was going to be one where I was going to have to download a whole new app. It actually updated HBO Max first and then logged in and went, now you have to download a new app. It actually took like a minute to download an update and install it and then tell me to download a new app. But yeah, it's I actually learned a lot about the fact that about grapeseed oil and oils and fats today. So I thought it was just gonna be like, oh yeah, cursory myth busting, whatever. But no, there's some real legitimate information in there. So yeah.
And what did they say about rapeseed oil?
Oh, that grapeseed oil is one of the best oils because it is neutral.
Grape?
It has a high smoke point, and it's all upcycled because it's literally made from the seeds that are discarded from wine production.
Wow, that's great.
So it's all
The only
recycling
problem,
stuff.
but how do they extract the oil? Do they do it with extra virgin or is it heat and chemicals?
No. So that's
probably-
the whole thing. Is grapeseed oil is also one of the oils where they are not using heat or chemicals to extract it, which is
Okay.
why canola oil and vegetable oil are terrible for you, which I learned today because
Yeah,
they're
there you
using
go.
heat and chemicals to extract the oil.
I knew that.
Wow.
So
No, that's why avocado oil is good for you also
yeah,
because it's
avocado, olive oil, and anything that says cold press. The reason it's called that is because they're not using heat to extract it.
There you go. Yep.
So to recap, that is Pierce thanking from the bottom of his heart one David Zaslav for putting this new show on Max, the amazing new streaming service from Warner Brothers.
Philip,
Is that accurate? Did I get that right?
I often let you put words in my mouth and don't say anything.
Yeah,
I don't want.
That's what I
I
heard.
can't have my name and his name on the internet in positive relation to each other.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I think, David Zaslav, I consider him as a visionary. Well, thanks everybody. Actually, he is a visionary. I just don't know if his vision is,
I don't think it is because he
No.
just said that he's trying to make cable again. That he wants to partner up to make.
it's a vision though.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe
Oh,
he's on
Lord.
some drugs or something.
I think just because you can
That's
see
kind of-
doesn't mean you're a visionary.
I don't know. Changing times. Everybody,
Yeah.
thank you so much for watching and listening and learning about oil. This has been a super fun game. We will be back in 2 weeks with our dragons. Next week, it'll be a space adventure to Mystic Starport. So we'll see you a bunch more, and for all other games. Until next time. This is the one I don't have a sign off for. Shit. Until next time. My way or the flyway. Get it.
Rawr.
Bye, everybody.